And now we are brought to the ratio test. So the ratio test is a big deal. It has to do with fractions because it's a ratio. It's a big deal because it helps us deal with a concept that we haven't seen that much in our mathematical career, and that concept is called factorial. And because there'll be some series that involve factorials, and we need to be able to deal with them. So let me explain what a factorial is. A factorial is we multiply by everything below. So like 5 factorial is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, don't go 0. So you multiply by everything below. So it's kind of like an exponential function, but different. I know that's super helpful. If you want, you could build kind of a little table and compare like n squared. That's not an exponential function. I mean, I guess you can compare that also. 2 to the n and n factorial, and to kind of see who's bigger and how long it takes one to get bigger than the other and that sort of thing. Kind of be an interesting thing. So this ratio test helps us deal with those and helps us deal with some other stuff. And so what the ratio test is going to do is it's going to deal with a ratio, obviously. We've already talked a little bit about kind of what this will get at. So what we're going to be looking at, we're going to be looking at the next term compared to the previous term. So when we did that before, so we dealt with that when we were talking about sequences, and if that ratio was less than 1 in a sequence, then that showed that the sequence was indeed converging. No, I'm sorry. It was about an increasing sequence. So the sequence, when that ratio was bigger than 1, then the sequence was increasing. That's what it was. My brain just fell out. So when that ratio is bigger than 1, then the sequence was an increasing sequence. I was thinking where we're headed. So where we're headed connects us to geometric series test. So the geometric series test says if the common ratio is less than 1, then the series will converge. So if the ratio is less than 1, then the series will converge. Oh look, the ratio test. So this is saying assume this limit exists. It says positive terms. You can accomplish that by just doing the absolute value. So if ak is not always positive, just do the absolute value ak plus 1 over ak. And you want this to be less than 0. This is like the ratio test. And we converge. If we get bigger than 0, just like the ratio test, we diverge. And then just like the geometric series test, differently from the geometric series test, if we get equals to 1, oops, you done chose a bad test. So that's what the ratio test says. The actual application, we have to work a little bit, and I forgot to put this limit here. Sorry. Limit as k goes to infinity. So we're going to have to do some algebra and some limit evaluation. It's going to be a good time. Determine if the following series converge. So let's see. If I look at this one, I have negative 4 to the n over n factorial. That doesn't look like anything I've done before. So let's go ahead and try the ratio test. So I want to consider the limit as n goes to infinity, negative 4 to the n plus 1 over n plus 1 factorial, over negative 4 to the n over n factorial. Now take a minute and make sure you understand how I built that. This piece up here is a n plus 1, so if I plug in n plus 1 for n, and then this thing down here is an. Now let's simplify. So that's going to be the limit as n goes to infinity. I'm going to have negative 4 to the n plus 1. I'm going to have an n factorial here. I'm going to have negative 4 to the n, and then n plus 1 factorial. Now for us right now, the first thing's easier to deal with, so let's look at that. If that's negative 4 to the n plus 1 over negative 4 to the n, well, that's saying I have n plus 1 negative 4s on top and n negative 4s on the bottom. So I can simplify that to just a negative 4 on the top. So the limit as n goes to infinity, negative 4 on the top. This part I have to think about. So that's n factorial. So n minus 1, n minus 2, all the way down until we get to 2 and 1. The bottom is n plus 1 times n minus 1, all the way down to 2 and 1. And if you ponder for a moment, which I hope you are, you'll notice all of that crosses out. So I wind up with n plus 1 on the bottom. That limit is 0, therefore that series will converge by the ratio test. Let's take a look at this one. We have n and 4 to the n. So let's do the same thing. So limit as n goes to infinity, n plus 1 over 4 to the n plus 1 over n over 4 to the n. That's going to equal the limit as n goes to infinity, n plus 1 times 4 to the n over n times 4 to the n plus 1. Take a moment, make sure you understand the algebra there. That's going to equal the limit as n goes to infinity. Well, n plus 1 over n, think of that on by itself. Limit as n goes to infinity, n plus 1 over n. I could L'Hopital that, I guess. Take the derivative of the top and bottom, I get 1. So that's just going to 1. And then simplify that other piece, and you get 1 over 4. So that's 1/4, which is less than 1. So that one also converges. And boom, it was like magic. I just erased everything. Okay. The next one. I'm looking at this one. I mean, I guess I can try the ratio test. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. I missed these pieces, so I'm going to get rid of them. If I do the limit as n goes to infinity, negative 1 to the n plus 1 over cube root of n plus 1 over negative 1 to the n over cube root n. That's going to be the limit as n goes to infinity of negative 1 to the n plus 1 cube root of n over negative 1 to the n cube root of n plus 1. Oh, I see what's going to happen here. That one doesn't matter because we're absolute valuing it. N over n plus 1, ignore the cube root for now. N over n plus 1 goes to 1, cube root of 1 is 1. So I'm going to get 1. So I can't use the ratio test. It looks kind of like a p-series test because 1 over n to the 1/3. And 1 over n to the 1/3 would diverge. But because we have that negative there, we don't have anything yet. We'll have to keep thinking. Let's try that last one. This last one, y'all always have a whale of a time with. Try it right now. Have you tried it yet? You should pause. So an plus 1 is 3an over 2n plus 1. an is an. So we got the limit as n goes to infinity of 3an over 2n plus 1 over an, which is the limit as n goes to infinity of 3an over an 2n plus 1. Well, the an's cancel. That's 3 over something getting huge, so that's 0, so yes, we converge. Now, if you got stuck on that at the beginning, it's okay. That one's always a little tricky one.